Welcome back to World Crisis Radio. So we have the austerity ghouls and austerity vampires of the BS Commission, the Bold Simpson Commission, the Cat Food Commission. That's really the Peterson Commission, right, ordered up by Peterson of Lehman Brothers. And, of course, this is Obama's commission. He created it. Obama wanted it to be binding. Obama wanted this to be in the mode of the base closure and realignment, right, the BRAC, Base Realignment and Closure Commission, where the Congress would be forced to vote on it, yes or no, in toto. Well, we don't have that. Rather, what we've had is a kind of coup d'etat. The coup d'etat carried out by Erskine Bowles, carrying out his multi-decade vendetta against Social Security, his treacherous stealth attack on the economic rights of the American people. He's acting out the traditional hatred of Franklin D. Roosevelt and against Social Security, now 75 years old. The program is solvent with no problems until the 37 years into the future. Few little things would fix it. Remove the cap, tax all wages without any limit. Don't stop it at a little bit over $100,000 per person. And it's done. And remember, the 1% Tobin tax, the 1% Wall Street sales tax, is the indispensable weapon to fight back against this genocidal austerity, because that's what it is. When you say we want to go beyond Obama, it's not enough to cut $500 billion out of Medicare, what Olbermann referred to as savings. I don't call it savings. I call it genocide, because it means people die. It means there will be denial of care, rationing of care, and so forth. And even McCain tried to make that an issue there in the Congress. He made the Democrats vote repeatedly to gut and gouge $500 billion out of Medicare. We're told now, this is now the Wall Street Journal version, the BS Commission would also seek to rein in federal spending on health care beyond what's already called for in the recently passed health care overhaul. So this is the old 1-2, right? You're reeling from Obama, and now the technocrats. See, Obama does it under left cover, vaguely. These guys come in under technocratic cover, a different kind of cover. The Republicans have right-wing cover, right? They have the Tea Party cover, all equally spurious and fictitious. So they want to reduce federal spending on health care beyond what's called for in Obamacare, seeking to slow the growth of the Medicare program. They want to cut $410 billion in discretionary spending cuts by 2015. Now, one of those things in discretionary spending is unemployment benefits. That stuff has got to be funded. It's not an automatic entitlement. What about that? What about the 99ers? What about these several million people, and it's growing all the time? More and more millions of Americans have exhausted all existing unemployment benefits. They are now destitute. What do we want to do? Increase foreclosures? They're going to lose their homes. They're going to become homeless. They're going to become destitute. The children will become lumpenized and beggarized. That's a great future for the United States. Let's compete with China, and let's compete with the European Union, which has some kind of a social safety net, based on this disgusting, barbaric, dog-eat-dog world of Hobbesian barbarity once again. Let's go all the way with that. That's the BS Commission. So some critics, there are 18 members of this monstrous group. I'm wondering what Andy Stern will have to say, old Andy Stern of the SEIU, who said at one point that he thought it would be fine for Social Security money to be invested in Wall Street speculative securities. This was after the flash crash of May 6th had cut 1,000 points off the Dow in 10 minutes. He said, "Oh yeah, put your unemployment money there in the stock market. Put your pension in the stock market." We're waiting for Andy Stern. Durbin of Illinois says he will not vote for it. There are things in this that I hate, like the devil hates holy water. Let's hope he stays with that. Richard Trumka, the head of the FFL-CIO, says that the authors, Bowles and Simpson, have told working people in the United States to drop dead. especially in these tough economic times. It is unconscionable to be proposing cuts to the critical economic lifelines for working people, Social Security and Medicare. Rich, that's fine, but you just supported Obama, who is the creator of this commission. You're still supporting Obama. You're not calling for Obama to resign. You're not backing a challenger to Obama in the Democratic primaries. And we want to hear the words general strike, Trumka. We want to hear the pledge that if this report or anything like it, any significant provision from this monstrous thing is in danger of becoming real, we need a general strike like those Greeks, like those French, like even the British students, whatever they were, provocateurs, whatever. At least there's some signs of life. What we have here is the land of the political cadavers, right? The night of the political living dead. Anyway, 14 out of 18 votes necessary to say that this report was approved. So we've got two negatives. We've got Durbin saying no to it, and we've got Congresswoman Shankovsky who says that she doesn't like it either. It's totally unacceptable. Pelosi says it's totally unacceptable. Well, Pelosi is fighting to stay. We're against Pelosi. We want to dump Pelosi, but she's right. It's unacceptable. And again, the hypocrisy, right? This posturing of self-righteous austerity ghoul Al Simpson. Quote, "We have harpooned every whale in the ocean and some of the minnows." Yeah. How about Citibank, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley? None of them touched. Soros, no, not touched. None of them have had a glove laid on them. So this is an absolute scandal. And again, coming together with the Obama capitulation on tax cuts for the rich, this is beyond belief. Now, it's not enough for Peterson, the Wall Street hedge fund hyena and former boss of Lehman Brothers, to have one gaggle of austerity ghouls and austerity vampires. It looks like there's a second one. There was actually a third. Let me just point that out. In terms of the call coming from the BS Commission to raise the gasoline tax by 15%. That's, of course, a bid to get the left-green Malthusian global warming people involved. You can even hear Malthusian enemies of human life calling in to National Public Radio on the NPR. One of them called in and said, "I want to see the child tax credit. The child care exemption and the child tax credit have got to be removed because we don't want to be encouraging people to have children who consume our limited resources." Well, that's the voice of genocide once again under left cover. So that's got to be rejected. So what we've got is 15% in the gas tax was recommended by this group. Senator Bill Bradley, now a Wall Street operative, the blue blood Danforth of the Ralston Purina fortune, former senator also, and Gary Hart with his shenanigans and escapades, right? Mr. Donna Rice, knocked out by Bush with that famous scandal. Bush the Elder, read all about it in the unauthorized biography of George Bush, 1992. Buy it through my website, tarpley.net. Those guys, anyway, that group, the Danforth, Bradley, Gary Hart Austerity Commission, I think it was, they want to radically raise the gasoline tax for environmental purposes, right? The goal of all this stuff is if you want to have green job boondoggles, you got to radically raise the price of energy. Well, as Leibniz said, the whole point of economic activity is to get what he called cheap fire, billiges fire. You want to have the ability to have energy that's cheap. That's the goal. Okay, so there's another group. I won't have time to say much about them. That's the Peter Peterson Foundation and the Pew Charitable Trust. Remember this, playing footsie with the dictators, with Mussolini in particular back in the 1930s. This is now another commission that wants to have stricter budget rules to stabilize U.S. debt. We'll tell you some more about this. This is Frenzel, a former top Republican, and another name you're going to be seeing this, Maya McGuinness. Maya McGuinness, very big austerity ghoul, austerity vampire, now making her her big debut over the horizon of Malthusian austerity. So stop foreclosures and fight these commissions. Tax Wall Street. Tax Wall Street turnover. 1% Wall Street sales tax solves everything. And we'll be back next week.